Hello, hello, hello. Hello, guys. Yes, I'm doing this a little different. I'm doing it this way because I promised the people who have been watching me live that I would do it this way. As always, if you need a reading or anything else, or you like more about astrology or magic and things of that nature, links are below. Join us in the Coven the Silver Cord at Facebook. Also, my reading links are below as well. I'll do Mars tomorrow. But yeah, come on over there and you can join us for more in the Coven the Silver Cord on Facebook. That's where I focus a lot of my energy. Also, if you join us over there, then you can find out how we can do readings in Facebook Messenger. So that way I can talk back and forth with you guys on a reading. Get a couple of cards to go along with the message, and then I will start getting into the Uranus Retrograde. Which I did want to say, it happens every year. Uranus's elliptical cycle, where it is pretty much half the year it looks like it's going backwards. And people wonder how that works. How does the retrograde work? It's not, it's the way it's Einstein's explanation of gravity, right? So how retrogrades work is, it's just the way the energies are. And then when they're coming that close and they look like they're going backwards and stuff like that, they're close. They're pushing and pulling on us. So that's why it affects us. It's why it shifts things up. It's why it shakes us up. I say that especially with Mercury, the reason it's so strong is it's so fast. When it comes up on us, it's like, it's like something running up. You can hear it. You can feel it. And then when these waves crash over, you feel it wash over us. But Uranus does it. It's subtle, but it isn't subtle. If that makes sense. Yeah. But it's supposed to bring enlightenment. It's supposed to be enlightening. That's why they say the truth can never be hid. What is it? The sun, the moon, and the truth can never be hidden for long. So, all right. I think I've given you guys 314. So, Uranus goes retrograde on the 15th of this month, August 15th. It will be in retrograde until January. Half the year, every year. Uranus takes 84 years to make a return. Good morning, honey. Uranus takes 84 years to make a return. What you have in your lifetime, if you make it to 84, then you will have a Uranus return to your sign. But at 42 is usually when it affects you because it's in your opposite placement, so it's conjunct to you. So that's why a lot of people have a midlife crisis around 41, 42 years old. Right? But it does it half the year, every year. This year, it's doing it in Taurus. It's going from 10 degrees back to 6 degrees, and then it will go back through starting in January, which is usually what happens every year, right? In January, what happens? New Year's resolutions, springtime, we start we have all these revelations, and this is what we're going to do different this year. That's why that energy plays in all the time. All right, so it's bringing enlightenment to areas of structures and traditions. Traditions and structures are changing. Pretty obvious. We see it all around us, right? And the big one this go round, it's going to be your public image versus being true to yourself, right? So what are you doing just to save face? And how are you being true to yourself? Are you being genuine to yourself? This is going to be the important question. that everybody needs to be asking themselves. And this does happen every year as well. You should always be asking yourself if you're being true to yourself. That's how you grow and explain. Revelations, explanations, accepting or fighting the truth. These are big revelations that are coming out. They're coming out globally on a massive scale because this is playing into all the other retrogrades as well. Masks are coming off and truths are being revealed. Now, you can have a cognitive dissonance response to it and actually get angry at the truths being revealed and refuse to see them for what they are and fight that tooth and nail, and the universe will just drag you along kicking and screaming. Or you can accept the truths for what they are and allow them to actually expand your mind and your thought process. It blows my mind because it went into shadow phase, and a bunch of friends caught cheaters. I called my friends to see if they wanted to go out to the river, and she was like, "Nope, my husband's been cheating on me. I moved to Florida." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, I'm glad you're not taking it anymore." But apparently, it was a cycle, and this was 3 strikes you're out for her. I'm certain things. I'm a 1 strikeout person, but But those are the kind of revelations. Like, you could fight it, when a cycle comes back in your face, and retrogrades are going to keep bringing these cycles. If it's the same cycle over and over and over again, that's where you're going to have to accept the truths, accept them for what they are, and allow them to change. What I put here is the journey through 10 through 6. All right. A lot of people are stuck in a cycle. They will not close out. They keep running it year and year and year after year after year. If you're doing this cycle, especially since 2018, because that is also when Chiron entered Aries and shifted up a whole bunch of dynamics. So I know a lot of Aries have been stuck in weird cycles, especially. Sorry, guys. It was Pisces' turn last. Everybody gets a turn on the rodeo. So the journey of 10 to 6. So this is what Uranus' retrograde is going to be bringing us. It'll be walking us back through 10 to 6, and then you will have to do the 6 through 10 mind process again. And I'm going to help you guys out by giving it to you right now. 10. Why won't the cycle close? That is the question, right? Why won't it close? 9. What burdens are you still carrying that are attaching you to this cycle? Something you're carrying that's creating the cycle. 8. What have you learned, and where are you trapping yourself? Right? That's the 9. Recognize that something is your fault. That's something that you're carrying and putting on yourself. 8. What is it? What is it that has you stuck? What did you learn? What did you figure out? 7. Was it a deceit? And what was a deceit? And what was my own illusions? What was truth? And what was your own thought process? Right? 6, nostalgia. Remembering the good that brought it together. The initial drawing in. What was it that brought it all together? Right? What was it that you initially fell in love with that brought you to this place, that entangled you with this connection, right? Right? Remember what brought you in, right? Now you go back up. What were they lying about, and what was just what you thought they were? Right? What was a deceit, and what was your own illusions? You go back up. 8. What did you learn? How did you get yourself trapped in that cycle? 9. Put down those burdens. 10. Close the cycle. Now, you can choose to allow the universe to grab you by your hand and drag you through this thought process all the way into the holidays, and you'll have your revelations in January. Or you can Start taking the steps to do it yourself and speed the process along. That was quick. I can't believe I got through that whole page in 10 minutes too, but the whole world is changing. Like I said, with the 84-year return, I even have down here in 1936 during Uranus Retrograde globally, here's what happened. We had the Crystal Castle in Europe burned. It was a giant glass structure full of crystals, and it burned to the ground. It burned so bright it was able to be seen from 8 countries, right? Roosevelt was reelected, and he passed the Electrify America, or Electrify the U.S., where he brought electricity to everybody in rural areas. You can even see that as a similarity to Wi-Fi for suddenly being up with 5G and all that being available in rural areas, and people who think about it globally. How many people suddenly have access to the internet now when they didn't before? Right? Instead of electrify the U.S., we've collected the whole world. Tesla's gift. In the Europe, Edward abdicated the throne in 1936, and Stalin began the beginnings of his Great Purge. In 1936, by 1939, it was full-blown World War II. So, I mean, turbulence. Hopefully this time there won't be a world war, but, remains to be seen. The world is still pretty crazy. People are still trying to pick which way we want to take this boat. I keep telling you, I have dreams of being on a boat and the captain keeps crashing into walls and stuff. I'm sitting on the bow trying to look up like, what are you doing? I don't want to be the captain. I want to look at the scenery. Stop it. All right, for the shadow cards that I got while we were talking about this, I got fragmentation, addicted, the child I was meant to be, and revenge. And with all the other retrogrades going on, yes, there's a lot of core wounds, especially childhood core wounds that are being healed. A lot of people should have been working on their addictions this whole time. If you haven't, this is where the cycle will bring them back out again. All right? Fragmentation. It's about putting yourself back together. These two are together in your psyche. A lot of reasons you have problems with temper tantrums and stuff like that is because your inner child has been locked in the basement with your shadow for a very long time. This not just happened to guys. This happens to girls too. We do this. Who were you before the world got its hands on you? Who were you before the world got its hands on you? Stop being mad at the world for getting its hands on you. If you never had anything to overcome, you would have never known how strong you were. I say this all the time to people. I'm like, the universe is not punishing you. It's not punishing you. If it never put any pressure on you ever, you never know how strong you are. All right. Let's get some earth magic, and I'll get some regular magic cards to go with this too. Fire and passion, as always. Always focus on where your fire and your passions lie. Don't, at some point, a lot of people have to stop blaming the whole world and past lovers or whatever for ruining their situation. And, it's the victimhood mentality. And you can't let any time these energy waves hit you derail your whole life. A lot of people keep doing that, and it's like, you just can't. You can't let every little breakup or, even if it's a big breakup, you can't let it ruin your whole life. You can't break up with somebody and then decide to go on a toxic bender for weeks on end, and now not only are you in the middle of a breakup, now you're in the middle of a breakup, and you've lost your job, and now you lost your job, you're about to lose your apartment, and da-da-da-da-da. But in the beginning, it was just a breakup. All you did was lose your codependency on one person, and you lost all the other things that you had, because that's what I mean about, with the attitude of gratitude and stuff like that. You got to be grateful for what you still have and maintain what you still have, whatever it is, even if it's just your car and if it's just your vessel. Get on that a lot with guys too. It's like, they're so abusive to their bodies. Like, why? And it's about balance too. I mean, that's the big message that even all the great masters taught. Buddha, Jesus, all of them. Moderation. Moderation is the secret. Everything, pretty much, and especially in our world today, Western society, diet, everything's going to kill you, right? It's not saying cut yourself off to all the joys of the world, never eat cake again, never enjoy a steak again, never da-da-da-da-da-da. It's about balance, moderation. Put it in balance. Everything needs to be put into balance. You can't be super, avoid extremes of any kind. Hold your passion. Keep seeking knowledge. When you have nothing else, when you are in a toxic thought pattern, no matter what you do, even if you followed the steps that I gave you here, and you still can't get out of it, then turn to seeking deeper knowledge. Think deeper. Reach deeper levels. I know, now I'm just being silly because I thought that was cool. It's like, and let go of this, right? I mean, eventually I'm going to get old. This doesn't last forever, and accept those things. And don't beat yourself over that. That's why you need to seek these knowledge. That's why you need to learn how to let go of the attachment to youth and the attachment to things of that nature that will also hold you back. The most beautiful lives are effortless. Think Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump is one of my all-time favorite movies. I absolutely love it to death. That is someone who just went with life. He went with life, and he accomplished all these amazing things. And how did he accomplish them all? He allowed, when a doorway of opportunity presented itself to him, he stepped through it every time. I mean, that's the big secret, guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for this video. I will be back on tomorrow morning, and then I will be doing the Mars and Chiron retrograde video after that, right? Follow your passions. If it's something you're truly passionate about, it will always be there, right? I think of Ratatouille with that. Food always comes to those who love to cook, is what the chef said in that one. Whatever you're passionate about and truly is meant to be in your life, it will not be a struggle for it to come in all the time. That will be one of the effortless things. If things are not coming into your life effortlessly, look to deeper knowledge, all right? And that will help you get through these retrogrades that are coming up. I love you guys. Blessed be all those who walk these paths with me. As always, if you enjoyed the videos, please like, share, subscribe, spank that bell. And check us on over at Coven the Silver Cord readings, all that in the description below. I love you.